The Cardinal was bright red and very still when the woman first saw him in the driveway. One eye stayed closed, and he held onto her hand in a quiet, steady way. The storm had passed not long before. The driveway was wet. Leaves were scattered near the carport, and the wind still moved through the trees in soft bursts. The bird did not look frightened, mostly tired, mostly unsure. She picked him up carefully and carried him inside. A nearby rescue suggested letting him rest in a dark box for a few hours. They thought he may have hit something in the storm and needed time. She placed an old towel inside the box and checked on him every now and then without making much noise. Her friend joked that the big red bird needed a proper name. So she started calling him Clifford. He was small and quiet in the box. She was talkative without meaning to be. She kept asking simple questions he could not answer. Was he feeling better? Was he ready to fly? Did he need more time? A few hours later, she carried the box back outside and opened it slowly. Clifford looked up first, then around. The wind pushed gently against his feathers. She expected him to leave right away. Instead, he stayed where he was, resting on her hand again as if he still needed a minute. The driveway was quiet except for the trees moving overhead. She walked farther into the open space and lifted her hand a little higher. Nothing. She waited, then waited a little more. The first days after a rescue are often like that. Small pauses, small uncertainty. One side ready to help, the other side still deciding if the world feels safe again. She kept speaking softly to him anyway. At one point, she moved her hand up and down just enough for him to feel the air under his wings. Clifford watched her for a second. Then he looked toward the trees. She worried he would never fully take off, that maybe he was more hurt than he first seemed. But she stayed patient with him there in the driveway, letting the moment stay slow. Then something changed. He gave a quick chirp, very small, almost conversational, and then he flew, not far at first, just to the tree beside the driveway. She laughed quietly and looked up at him. Clifford stayed there for a moment, turning his head toward her while the wind moved through the branches. After that day, she still looked for him outside. Sometimes she thought she saw the same bright red shape nearby. Sometimes she heard chirping from the trees around the house and wondered if he had stayed close. The house returned to its usual routines. Morning coffee, wine through the carport, quiet afternoons. But the story stayed with her in a soft way. Now, when she sees cardinals near the driveway, she thinks about how small trust can look at first. Sometimes it is only a bird resting on someone's hand for a little longer than expected. Over time, Clifford became less like a rescue story and more like a small memory folded into everyday life. Just a bird, just a driveway after a storm, just a few patient hours. Sometimes change does not arrive loudly. Sometimes it happens while two living things stay still long enough to feel safe near each other. Trust usually grows that way. Slowly, quietly, with time. If this small story stayed with you today, you can like, share, or subscribe for more gentle animal moments like this one. We believe the smallest stories are often the ones people carry the longest.